All right, everyone, we are back.
This time we are here for a video you guys did not expect, which was our read-through of the first set of light novels.
Yep.
The D.Gray Man light novels, Reverse. We read the entire light novel, all 3 chapters of the first one. And we're just here to give you our, thoughts after having finished it.
Yep. So, nice little discussion video. So you guys got a secret video, additional video.
Yeah, you guys should see this video. Maybe either a couple hours before or almost immediately after our usual D.Gray Man chapter upload. Is a nice little
appetizer.
Extra content.
Yeah,
extra content for you guys to kind of get through to see what we feel about the light novel. But great. A lot of characterization for a bunch of different characters. Descriptions were done very well. It really did end up tying in narratively to specific moments in the story early on. I got to see a lot of different sides to characters I didn't think I needed. It was awesome. Very quick read, very, very fun read.
Yeah.
What were your initial thoughts, Art?
I mean, before we read this light novel, we knew that this was like a prequel, or it was before the events of the first volume, and then we had our theories, or we had expectations of what we wanted to see. You wanted to learn more how Komui became the chief. We kind of got that, We got to see more of Kanda, which you wanted to see especially. You wanted to learn more about Cross, which we didn't really get to learn about. We get to learn more about how Alan, more on that. We'll talk about more on that in the first chapter. But of all the things that we really you had expectations for, we really got a lot with the Kanda chapter, which not even a surprise. It's both of our favorite chapter. To us, it's the best chapter of that whole book.
Yeah, of the first set of the Reverse volumes, Chapter 2, The Witch's Village, I think that was the title.
Yeah, the witch that dwells in the village.
Yeah, the witch that dwells in the village. That was easily the best. Best chapter in the first book.
Yeah. But yeah, that was our expectations when we got into it, and then, because I rarely ever read light novels. It's a very interesting medium, but I rarely read it. Grin's read more of them for me, but that's because he's more of a My Hero fan, so he would have read the books. I don't know if you read any the Naruto light novels or the One Piece light novels or the Bleach light novels.
I have yet to read the One Piece light novels. I've read a little bit of the Naruto light novels. I think I read the Sasuke light novel.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've read any Bleach light novels. I do read certain other light novels like SAO and other stuff, but just generally for casual read. It's not too serious. I do like reading other forms of content, whether it's light novels or manhwa or webtoons. But this was a this is actually for a first light novel attempt. This is a very good.
It's very good.
Novel. Yeah. It was a very entertaining read. We can kind of delve into the chapter details.
Yeah.
And each chapter felt like a self-contained story.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like there was anything else they could have, I didn't feel like there was anything wasted, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was a very, very self-contained story about very specific characters and what they were doing at a moment, and then how it tied into the beginning of the main manga. Sure, they could have expanded on it, but I really didn't feel like they needed to. In all honesty,
yeah,
I felt like it was pretty apt, very short and sweet. very to the point, set the scene very well. We can kind of give our initial thoughts of each chapter, just in a brief segment.
Yeah.
I thought the first chapter was very fun. I liked to see where Alan's headspace was at before he joined the Black Order.
Yeah.
That entire first entrance scene where he's on the train and he's looking out gave me flashbacks as I was reading it to Ed and Al on the train early on in, I think, in the first couple of chapters of Fullmetal Alchemist, when they were heading to Amestris, like very, very similar vibes. Mother's a great character. Was it Barb?
Barb, yeah.
Barb, right?
And then
Barb's
Riza.
Riza was a very interesting character.
Those are our central characters. And even then, Barb wasn't really a character. He just appeared for 2 scenes. He really didn't do anything.
I was very interested on how the descriptions of the setting and I forgot what the space they were in was called. But that entire scene where the entire scene where Riza basically takes Alan around town and introduces him to a bakery, and I thought that was very cute.
Yeah.
Really, really fun.
Very, very cozy chapter.
The descriptions of freshly baked bread, very on point. Also, the way that chapter ended was so predictable.
Yeah.
I kind of saw that coming from a mile away with the whole doctors thing.
Yep.
I think we were. Where were we? I think we had just met Riza and just been introduced to the doctor while Riza was in the graveyard.
I think it was when you got to the part where the doctor was on the phone with someone in the phone booth, and then you started piecing things together. That
I think even before that was when Alan walked to her on the graveyard. Remember, and she's grieving.
Yeah.
And
this guy was shady off the bat.
Yeah.
This guy was
he just gave me vibes. Which, by the way, just because it was predictable doesn't mean it was bad. And honestly, I loved it. It was very well written, and despite being predictable, it was very, very well written, very well executed. The doctor is a total piece of shit.
Yeah.
But we were lucky enough to learn a new term, brokers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Totally different type of enemy.
Human.
Again, very great chapter. Very simple, very interesting.
Yeah. That really was the whole chapter. Essentially the whole chapter was Cross knocked out Alan. Alan didn't know really a way to the Black Order. So he essentially went to the only person that he knew he could go to that could potentially help him. And then this gives us more context on what kind of person Cross was. And this was one of the best parts of the chapter for us, because we got to learn that Cross was there for Alan when Alan didn't feel human, or he made him feel human and he picked him back up. And then he took him over to Mother's place, which is where he recuperated.
Yeah, and we also found out, funnily enough, that for several years or months, it would just be Mother, Cross, Barb.
Yeah, they're all playing poker.
Just sitting, just all playing poker, just hanging out and just staying here for large periods of time.
We also learn a bit more about Cross, that this guy has many lovers, that this guy pretty much whenever he buys something or he goes to a bar, he's just put it on my tab. So he doesn't pay with any, the dude. The chapter really showed us
he's a mooch.
He's a bum. Yeah, he's a mooch.
He leeches off of everything.
Yeah, we learn more about Cross and that element, and about how he helped Alan in terms of that, and then in the end of the chapter, of course, this tied into how Alan got the location to the Black Order, and that was pretty much the significant element of the chapter. And of course, the really interesting stuff with the broker and the connotations of how there are humans besides the Noah that willingly aid the Earl without really realizing it because they're blinded by greed for money.
They sell out. They sell out humanity for their own satisfying their own greed.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, whether it's money or something else, and in the process, the Earl gets a shit ton of new Akuma just cash.
Yeah. It's so interesting, that there are humans who just do this without realizing that they're just screwing themselves over in the long run. Because eventually they will die if this man succeeds. No one's going to be spared. You're just going to be in the long list now down the line.
Yeah, it's just a group of people that want to watch the world burn. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was it. The first chapter was pretty much it.
Yeah.
There really wasn't much. Chapter 2, easily my favorite chapter in this volume.
Mm-hmm.
Conda characterization off jump. We had smoke. Off rip.
Yeah.
We had smoke.
On the surface level, in terms of plot, in terms of what happened in this chapter, really nothing at all. This was just Conda's, because this talked about it in the manga about how before he met Alan, Conda was already returned from a mission, so he was irritable. But we actually get to see that mission, and the mission just involved that there was this village and there's this weird rumor going on with this witch, and how people are disappearing, and the finders were in danger, and Conda had to go out and find them. Only one of them was alive, named Gauze.
He's basically his eyes are lost in this really, really interesting hourglass, which is filled with, interestingly enough, amniotic fluid and fluid that is similar to amniotic fluid, I guess. Some sort of very, very thick fluid.
Yeah, and an hourglass.
Two lotus flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 lotus flowers inside it.
And 2 petals.
We don't know what it is.
And 2 petals had flown off.
Yeah, had withered, or basically, yeah.
Yeah, it drifted off from that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so interesting, because it was what was the significance of that?
We see Conda show up. Immediately starts smoking some
dog
Akuma.
walking the Akuma.
We're quickly introduced to Gauze,
mm-hmm.
And Gauze is big, beefy. He's a finder, but he's extremely naive, kind of a scaredy cat.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is, but he does want to help to some extent, and Conda doesn't really care about him or any of the finders. They then meet an old man and stay at this old man's house.
Yep.
The old man has a room for a little girl. And quickly we are introduced to a girl called Sophia. Soon after.
Yeah, his daughter.
Yep, his daughter. Gauze and Sophia have a very cute moment where they're interacting. Conda's kind of keeping quiet. Sophia talks about her mother.
Yeah, but she died 3 years She died 3 years prior.
Yeah, and then the room doesn't belong to Sophia or her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And then they basically go out in the middle of the night. All right, so Sophia gives Gauze jelly beans.
Yeah.
And in the middle of the night, Conda wakes up to realize Gauze isn't there. He follows a trail of jelly beans, finds Gauze in some weird abandoned warehouse kind of thing.
Yeah, and gagged.
Got bound and gagged. He frees him. We meet Sophia again. Turns out Sophia's not actually Sophia. Sophia is an Akuma and we get to see Sophia's backstory a little bit briefly about she had a twin sister called Angela who died, and then Sophia was 15 when she was working. She noticed her twin sister died, buried her, made a deal with the Millennium Earl. Angela came back, took over Sophia's body. Angela now lives in Sophia's body, and then her abilities are genjutsu. She can just put people into dreams and then make them dream whatever they desire the most or something. And there really wasn't too much in this thing. It was just fight scenes for
a lot of it. The most interesting elements of this chapter were literally like the bits of Kanda stuff where I have to find this person, or where while this flower's in full bloom. It was that these elements of Kanda's character that was so fascinating.
I'd like to see what was running through. I think my favorite part in that section was getting to see what was going through Kanda's mind.
Yeah.
As he was trying to kill the Akuma, and Gauze being as naive as possible, saying,
just getting to see more of his personality, dude. So Kanda's cool.
It was interesting because the Akuma's ability basically drew out the desire of, or basically allowed a person to see what they desired in their dreams. And unfortunately, that also ended up backfiring for the Akuma because she knows nothing about Kanda, and whatever his goals and his dreams are
that it wouldn't just be fulfilled that easily.
Yeah, they were buried deep within that she couldn't immediately pick up what his goals were through his surface thoughts as his dream. So
and then God ended up saving him, and then he defeated the level 2 Akuma. And of course, there's a lot of stuff because there's a lot. It's a very dark backstory because kids died, and then Angela and Sophie's body ended up just killing her father, and then said she hated him too, and that she blames him as well for everything. It's just a very and then she kind of has this very melancholic ending where Gauze cradles her. Yeah. And then it ends with Kanda right before Kanda meets Alan for the first time.
Yeah. You get to see that Gauze has 2 scars on his chest, one marking Sophia and one marking Angela. And we are told that was it Reaver that the bandages on Kanda?
Yeah.
Right? Before
because he got slashed with an axe.
Yeah. So
So
that's the reason why you get to see Kanda with bandages across his chest when you're first introduced to him early on in the story when Alan shows up there. So. Good chapter.
Such a good chapter for Kanda. It made him it made me like him way more. It made him so much more interesting. He's already he gives me a lot of Hiei vibes. Very saucy, very cool. His personality is I like his personality. A lot of interesting depth was given to him. It's surprising that a light novel would give us such sneak peeks for such massive parts to a story. Extremely pivotal elements to this guy's character that we only knew from when we saw the Ohm.
Yeah, they describe it saying that the wound he has on his chest heals up rather quickly and basically fades over time fairly easily because of the symbol he has on his on his body. So. But chapter 2 was hella simple, very awesome, very 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 cool. And then we come to chapter 3, which was
goofy,
a fun read, but it was goofy as hell.
Yeah.
It was goofiest chapter ever.
It felt like something out of Ouran High School. Essentially, it's probably the simplest of the chapters. Bak-chan pulls up to the Black Order, and he basically has this vendetta against Komui, and he wants to use the Tea of Truth on Komui in order to find out how he became the chief, because he thinks Komui did so with fraudulence. And then a bunch of hijinks ensues. This guy fails. A lot of people clown on him. He meets Jerry. Bak-chan is also weirdly homophobic, or is pretty insulting to him. And of all the chapters, this was written with first person compared to the chapters 1 and 2, where they were written in third person.
It's just a clusterfuck of
it's just literally us going through, seeing everything from Bak-chan's from his perspective, from his head, and he's entertaining. He's a clown, but he's entertaining. It made him way more fun for me.
He's so funny.
Yeah.
We got to see a little bit more of Jerry. We got to see more of Reaver, Lappy. We got to see more of like Lenely.
We saw him meet Conda, and Conda like muscled his bum off.
Yep.
Yep.
Dude, it was so funny. Just
yeah.
Back to back fuck ups constantly. People just drinking the tea for no reason.
Yeah, and yeah, and
when he finally does give it to Komui, it's like Komui has the nicest thing.
Nothing but respect for him. Yeah.
So like it makes him feel from the reader's perspective and from Bakchan's perspective, it makes him even more of a bum because he came here with like the most insane amount of hostility.
Yeah.
Only to find like that the person he doesn't like actually respects him a lot. So that kind of makes him feel bad.
Well, it reminds me of Dinkelberg, Fairly Odd Parents, and then his neighbor, like his dad, and then him hitting on Dinkelberg, even though Dinkelberg's always nice to him, waving him like hello.
Yeah,
that's basically like this.
There was this really funny scene about like both of them like I guess like sipping over Lenely, and like Komui basically pulls out a machine gun for whatever reason, starts shooting. And then
he'll kill everyone, and then he'll kill himself.
They try to celebrate Bakchan's birthday, but it's not really his birthday, so.
And not only did Bakchan fail in like using his experiment on others, they used whatever they were creating, their concoction, to grow his hair.
Like the hair grow tonic on him.
Yeah.
Which just makes it even worse for him.
Yeah, and he has to go to the meeting, which is the day after. And his hair is still gonna be like that, and he can't remove it or anything.
Because it lasts for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Goofy chapter.
Yeah. Very. Yeah. We didn't really learn anything. It was mostly just characterization, character interactions. This is the first time that Bakchan was ever introduced. Of course, Grin and I, we read Volume 7, which is where he was introduced in the manga. So this light novel came before that. But it was cool us getting to see him first in the manga and then being able to read it. Because now we actually have like a feel for this character. We got to see more of what he looks like rather than just the little bits of art from the light novel. The bits that we did learn, how Komui became the chief, and it was because of the fact that he became the chief because he was he mainly specialized in innocence research, and they wanted someone.
It's not they basically wanted somebody who could continue to progress on the innocence, and it's not like he actively asked to be chosen. They just randomly picked up one day. I was like, okay, yeah. And
Komui was like, he probably wished that it was Bakchan that was the one instead. Yeah. And then we learned that, like, of course, Komui has like a lot of respect for Bak, but that of all the chapters, like, we didn't get that much in terms of lore or anything. It was really just character interactions, just very fun character interactions, just a nice chapter.
Yeah, very, very, very wholesome. Feel good.
Yeah. I think that's it.
All right, that's it. There really isn't much to this.
There really isn't much. Hopefully, the other light novels have more to it, but it'll be a while. Well, it won't be too long until Volume 2. Yeah.
We do got like, I can't wait to see what goes on, how Alan's gonna get his what do you call it, his innocence back, since it's technically in his heart.
And right now they're finding the level 3 Akuma.
Oof.
Yeah.
They're finding level 3 Akuma. Things aren't going well for us. We're getting actively cooked. Like.
Yeah. And we got introduced to the 2 new generals, and Zocolo's so cool. Like that.
Yeah, Zocalo.
Cool. Yeah. That's the kind of character I vibe with. I like characters like that. Really ruthless characters that are supposed to really mechanically operate as good guys because they're working with the organization that fights evil. But yeah, favorite chapter was obviously the second one, Then I'd say chapter 1, then chapter 3.
Yeah. Chapter 3 is. It was good, but it was easily the weakest out of the 3 chapters.
Yeah.
Dude, that's it. I can't wait for this week's D.Gray Man. We need another volume.